Joining us now to tell us more about the company and this funding is the co-founder and CEO of Skippi. Start by telling us very briefly about Skippi, how the business has fared since you started just a few years ago, and how much of this ice popsicle market that is largely unorganized have you been able to capture?
Firstly, thank you for having me on the show today. It's been a pleasure. The ice popsicle market across the world has been absolutely phenomenal. It's been growing exponentially there. Unfortunately, there was absolutely no brand in India. That's where Skippi came in. And since the day of our inception, we've been seeing exponential growth in the ice popsicle segment that we bring in. Year on year, the brand has been growing great. And I see that there's a huge potential in a country like India with 140 crore people and with such a hot and humid weather conditions that we face over here. And Skippi Ice Pops, places itself at just a 20 rupee price point. So I think there's miles to cover. The sky is the limit for us and we'll keep growing that way.
But what sort of product development plans do you have with this new capital?
Look, I think we have seen a great amount of traction towards the Skippi brand in the consumer market. People have loved us and they've got the great confidence in the products that we're delivering in the market today. And that is why we thought it might be a great idea for us to take the next step forward and try to add more products into the segment. And there are three verticals or categories that we are very, very bullish about. One is, of course, the bakery segment. The second one is the largest growing segment, which is the snacking category in India. And of course, the confectionery segment where we are already set in. So we have seen a tremendous amount of growth in the corn sticks, which was launched first time in India. We're coming up with some more products in the market, which is again going to be a very unique proposition, which we'll offer to our consumers. And that's why we are very bullish about the way the company will grow in the FMCG segment from here.
What are the monthly sales you're currently clocking and what is the current revenue and profit figure? And if you could also give us the trajectory that you expect in these in the next few years.
Look, in the next 2 to 3 years, we look at ice popsicle itself alone giving us about a revenue of 300 to 400 crores at the top line. We are very confident that that's very likely to achieve because we do not sell anything in a frozen format. Everything is ambient and logistic becomes very simple for us. At this moment, until last year, 60% of revenue was coming from the offline segment, while 40% was coming online, especially to the likes of Zeptos and Swiggies of India. Of course, our website skippi.in has also been doing great in terms of business. But this year, we think that we have been underplaying on the online segment for a long time, and we will start focusing heavily on adding more products and more platforms where Skippi could be allowed. We can go into a lot of more online stores and service those postcodes where Skippi has not been available physically. In terms of profitability, I think we have already achieved profitability on year one, but the year two was more about expansion, new product portfolio adding. We came with a franchisee model as well. So this year we were not profitable, but we know that in this financial year, March 2025, we are targeting at least 7 to 8% PAT positivity, and we are heading towards 100 crore mark very shortly.
Well, a lot of money going into brand building and marketing expenses, but Ravi, from a sales point of view, give us a breakup of where they're coming from.
So as we speak today, Skippi is available in about 18 to 20,000 outlets. Predominant of our sales comes from general trade, which is actually very hard to crack, but thankfully Skippi has been positioned in such a way that every mom and pop kirana store is happy to place us. Especially the surprising fact is that it's just not the general stores, but we have seen Skippi going into medical stores, bakeries. It is also going into toy stores to a certain extent, which is very fantastic. Of the offline segment, less than 10% of our sales comes from the modern trade outlets. We have recently got onboarded onto DMart and Reliance of India. This year, we will start focusing a little higher on the modern trade segment as well. But still, the offline segment remained 60% of our revenue. From the online segment, a larger portion of it still comes from Swiggy, Zepto, and Blinkits of India, and Amazon, and of course, our website also plays a significant role in the online sales.